Is anybody ever really real? I'm not sure I know the answer to that, and I'm not sure that I believe that. I love getting here and being in front of you, and I love putting on makeup and getting dressed up, and that's fun. But is that real? Is that the real me? Some days it is. Some days it is for sure, but are there certainly days where I know that I leave the house and I put on my airs and I know that maybe I'm not real? I think so, for sure. What I do know that is real is that it is very real and an experience that when women get together and share, that there are things that I realize that are very, very real to me. And I hopefully that is what today is going to be all about. So, welcome to the Real Women Share Conference. You have an amazing day in front of you, an amazing opportunity to learn more about what is real about each other, what is really important to you. And then, of course, it all ties back to what is real becomes something that is permanent. And you're drawn to this conference because you are a real woman in real estate, where we focus and we pride ourselves on permanency and the things that can happen when we understand that we can support and be part of that dream. I know that one of the things that gives me power, makes me feel better, are real relationships. Those relationships that I have with the people in my lives and the women in my lives and the realtors in my lives. And there are definitely ways that you can improve upon those relationships. And you're going to get some amazing tips from people here today to share that. And when you're focused on improvement, that becomes a real progress. And that feels really good. And relationships are obviously very critical. I know that encouragement is real and that encouragement makes a big difference. And not only does encouragement make a difference to those that we can help and that we can help along the way, but it makes us feel good, makes us feel good inside. And I think that that good feeling that we feel and that power that it gives us knowing that we were able to make a difference and encourage someone else outside of ourselves is very, very real and is very, very important, especially in the world that we continue to live in our evolving landscape. I know that accountability is real. The statistics continue to show that people who have accountability, who focus on accountability, do better. Goals are more achieved. They have greater goals and they see more results. And that's very, very real. Those are real results. It's ideas that aren't just, they are actually implemented. They're not just inspirations, but they are ideas that get implemented. It is real action being seen by real individuals making real progress that is tangible and touchable. And that feels really good and is important in our business and our growth and development. And I believe that leadership is real. Leadership is needed. It is needed now more than ever. And it is providing a mission, a guide, being a guide to others. Isn't it amazing the path that you can go on, the path of growth? You are in Arizona where there are some amazing trails, paths, mountains that you can perceive. And every time you start that journey up that path, up that mountain, you have a choice. Am I going to take the easy way? Am I going to take the harder way? And it's a choice that you get to make time and time and time again. And as you continue up that mountain, you make different choices. And you may do the same mountain, but you may climb it different ways. And it gets harder and harder in each time. And you know what happens once you get to the top? Now you've mastered it. But the real mastery becomes, when can you guide someone else? When are you comfortable and confident that you can guide someone else up that path and really show that leadership to someone else? That's a true leader, a leader who can continue to share, continue to guide, and watch others achieve greatness and others achieve that plateau. And the only plateau and the summit, absolutely. But the only way we get there is if we share and we share what we've learned and we share the pathway and the lessons along the way. And that is so important to the process and is really helpful along our path. When you look at the agenda lined up today, oh my gosh, embracing greatness. You know, one of the things that I learned a long time ago in a session, and it was about, why do women fail? And the concept and the reality is that many times we fail because we self-sabotage. We fail because we see it, but we're overwhelmed. We're not sure what that reality really looks like. We're not sure of our worth. We're not sure, can we really achieve that? Can we really be there? And so, how do we embrace the greatness that we know is in us? The ideas and where we can see us get there. And that does not happen without having other people who are powerful and who are with us along the journey and help share it and many times help see it. I remember one of the first times I was new. I was in my office. I was young. I was learning, and I was upset. When I get upset, I cry. I absolutely cry, and sometimes it can be embarrassing. Sometimes it can happen. But I remember the first time that I did, and I came home, and my mom. You always call your mom when those things happen, of course. And I called my mom, and she said, Elizabeth, she said, you know what? Sometimes it's okay that they see you cry because it shows that you're real. And I'll never forget that message. I'll never forget the power of sharing to others when we are vulnerable and when we need help and when we're uncomfortable and when we're sad and when we're mad and when we're struggling and when we need to learn. Because what happens is that we start to realize that we're not alone. It's not an unfamiliar territory. These are real emotions that we feel. And we start to realize that no one's perfect. No one's going to get it right. We're all going to be in this together. And there are definitely people that we have in our lives who want to help us succeed and help us reach out and help us do better. And I know that this group that is assembled by the amazing Scottsdale Association and your leaders today with the organization have found amazing ways. One of the things that I love about what has happened in the past 6 months, I love the accessibility that we've been able to have to each other, that we've been able to recognize and realize that, gosh, oh my gosh, isn't it amazing that you can be here at a conference and have these speakers like Dina Patton and Marky Lemons and we're going to wrap up with Beth Ziesness today, and just these speakers that you may not have been able to access before, but you can access them from here in your living room, here in your home office, and amazing people all in the world that maybe we haven't seen, we haven't had the time, we haven't had the resources, we haven't had the money, but now we have the accessibility to get this great information, and it is something to treasure. It is something to grab hold of and make sure that we don't lose. And the other thing that I love about this is the collectiveness of thought and of conversation. What is the first thing that happened when I realized I needed help and I was at home and I didn't have anyone to call? I didn't have anyone to lean into. I went online. And all of a sudden, I found a community of people, of individuals who are collectively willing to help, to share, their experiences and what was happening to them. And it was a whole new world. It was a whole new world that we were willing to embrace. And that's what I have loved about the last 6 months is the accessibility of people, the accessibility of thought, the accessibility of mind, and then the collectiveness and the group collaboration that we can have to solve things and to share things and to be together and share information. And while today is one day in this event, the community that gets created lives on and gives us the opportunity to continue to experience things and continue to grow. Because if you're on a path that you're here and you're wanting to get here, guess what? You got to climb. And climbing is hard. You got to climb that mountain. And climbing is hard. You can't get here to here and grow. If you're going to grow, you've got to learn. And you've got to be willing to go out there and reach out and get that information. You just can't wait for it to come to you. How many times have we heard people say, well, no one told me that. No one shared that with me. I didn't know it. You are taking the initiative today to go out there and learn, to do better, to grow, to get better. And I just absolutely congratulate you for that, and know that and be thankful that you have opportunities like this and events like this where that kind of group thought, communication, collaboration can take place, because grows your soul, it grows the relationships. It's an environment where we can encourage others, and certainly an opportunity to stand out and be a leader and share this information and be able to lead others as we lead here today. When we talk about pivoting, we will continue to use that word for a long, long time. And it's a very, very powerful word. And as we kind of get ready to kick off today, you're going to see a lot of pivoting that's going to need to take place. And you know what? You are an expert at it. You are an expert at it. You are here today and you are an expert at it. And we will continue to master that skill set together. We will continue to know that that is a real skill that we need with each other and something that we can do as long as we grab hands with each other and grow. So I'm excited today to see all the speakers and to kick off the event and to know. I hope that all of you leave this with the opportunity of understanding that you are getting real information and that it is feeding your soul, and feeding your soul is good, and it is what makes us thrive. It is what makes us grow. And most of all, it is what makes us real. So let's go at it. We have a wonderful day ahead of us. And to all of you, thank you so much for being here.